Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic, and that's also my screen name. We are back with episode 18 of our Medieval Dynasty Season 2. We are looking at coming up on the end of winter and heading into spring, so our goals for today are going to be to, one, find that last couple for the mine. We're going to try to get our mining run in for spring. We're going to try to get the rye harvested and make the flatbread out of the flour for sales run. To get us some extra money there, and see what we can do about getting some tech points. The rye to flatbread is going to help us quite a bit with tech points for production, and see if there are any quests that we can pick up that are going to let us score some tech points off of them. So if you learn anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe, but either way, let's go ahead and load in. Hey, Stesso, what's shaking, man? Alrighty, here we go. We are back in... Why am I just randomly moving sideways? Because I was on the horse. That's why. Okay. Okay, so we still have probably half of winter left to go. There's not a terrible lot that we really need to handle here. Our crops are handled. We did some hunting. We've got our tech points. We checked all the quests already. As far as the other quests go, I suppose we could head up and talk to Sambor and get that part rolling. That is an option. It'll kill time until the end of winter here. Alright, this is Sambor's hut. Alright, so let's see what Sambor... I believe this is the quest where he's going to want us to chop down 1,000 logs as a joke. I think you're lost, boy. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disturb... Wait a second, look me in the eye and stop shivering for crying out loud. Black and blue, you're Jordan's family, aren't you? Yep, my name's Racemir. You must be Sambor, then. And how do you know that? I was talking with Unagast. He told me that you were a part of the Reminders as well. Part of what now? The pack? The one with Unagast and Jordan? Never heard that idiotic name in my life. Oh, sorry, maybe I've made a mistake. We were called the Undying Fist, because that's not idiotic at all. Well, that's a whole lot better of a name. You're damn right it is. That's because I came up with it. Everybody loved it. No idea why Unagast lied to you like that. I'm sure he was just jealous of your creativity. Ha, of course he was. And not only about that. Anyway, I'd love to hear some stories about my uncle and the pack's adventures together. That's an amazing coincidence, because I would love to spend my time telling the old tales by the crackling fire. Oh my, really? No! Leave my property and forget where it is. I love this guy. Oh, come on, it'll only take a moment. A moment of a moment, really. Just tell me, what was my uncle like? How did you become part of the Undying Fist? And, what did you do exactly as the pack? You don't know what we did? Unagast didn't get to that part yet. Alright, but be quiet and try to be less annoying. Where should I begin? Right, it all started when Jordan left his home. He was 18 at the time, if I recall correctly. That clever bastard was always too big of a fish for his own birthplace, and he knew that. Left as soon as he could. But the cleverness at such a young age always means two things, being arrogant and hot-headed. His plan was to set out on big adventure. That's it. Pretty detailed, huh? A path like that is paved with skeletons of young idiots. But none of them was Jordan. Either way, he was wandering for days. Days soon turned into weeks, and his rations into dust. He was useless as a hunter, back then at least. So berries and mushrooms was all he could get, so obviously he needed some coins. He came across a manor with orchards so vast they seemed like an ocean. Jordan managed to find some work there. A week of back-breaking labor had passed. His hands were covered in blisters, skin red from the scorched sun, knees pulsating from pain. I must say, you're a really an amazing storyteller. I wasn't expecting that. Shut up! Do you want me to finish? Where was I? Oh, right. He was exhausted from all the strenuous work he'd done. Went to the Lord's Manor with a smile on his face to collect the payment. His stomach was already full with fantasies about the delicious treats he was dreaming of buying, and all that was ruined by the hand of the Lord holding a couple of lousy coins. Jordan was furious. That was merely a fraction of the pay he was supposed to acquire. He started shouting at the Lord, demanding justice. Peasants were just flies to the Lord, disgusting, replaceable insects. And what do you do with a fly that buzzes much too loudly? Both the Lord's palms struck Jordan's ears with the strength of an ox. Eordan fell to the ground stunned, and the Lord's guards threw him out of the manor like garbage, stealing that few pathetic coins while doing so, I might add. It wasn't until evening when Eordan regained his hearing, and with it came a fervent thought of revenge. Your uncle was quite a capable fighter when I met him 10 years later, but he wasn't back then. He knew the guards would massacre him if he only came close, so he needed to find another way to fulfill his vengeance. Eordan was always ambitious, but that hatred fueled him like nothing before. What happened next? What came later was me becoming bored of this conversation. Go away. No way, you can't leave me like this. I can do whatever I want. Scram! I have things to do. Screw your things! Huh, you really do have Eordan's blood in you. You're right, screw my things. They're your things to do now. What do you mean? I mean, I'll finish the damn story when you do what I tell you to, understood? Just say what needs to be done, you won't regret it. Here, grab this shovel. It's a piece of crap, but it'll do. There are clay deposits behind my house. Go there and dig up some clay for me. Clay? What's your pressing need? Have you a pottery addiction or something? First of all, I don't need to explain myself to you, child. Secondly, it's for medical purposes, and that's the answer that will fully satisfy you. Got it? Whatever you say. I really like Sambor. Sambor. Here's that clay you wanted. Will you finish the story now? Alright. So as I've already said, Eordan wasn't much of a fighter back then. He didn't have any money nor connections, but he had one thing. An unusual ability, you see. From an early age, Eordan was exceptionally good liar. No sweaty palms, no voice cracks, no tells really. Calm, steady breaths, eye contact, held all the way. He eventually managed to handle any kind of pressure, even in the craziest situations, but it wasn't that at first. He felt no pressure lying, no stress at all. It was natural for him as breathing. He had absolutely no remorse. He came up with a plan so immensely moronic and unrealistic that it's hard to believe it worked so perfectly. At first, he convinced the nearby town's tailor to sew him a whole new set of clothes, worthy of the most wealthy nobleman, the finest of fabrics, silken threads, you name it, horrendously expensive. So how did he manage to afford it, you might ask? It's simple, he didn't pay for it, so he stole it. I said no such thing. Eordan wasn't a thief, not in the traditional meaning of the word at least. Apart from that, did I finish the damn story? Ahem. While we were waiting for his new clothes, he traveled to the castle of the king of the realm and entered it. Okay, now I know you're making all this up. That's simply impossible. You're absolutely right, it is. It's mad to even consider trying to pull that off. But Eordan, he just walked straight in. I don't blame you for doubting me. Damn, I would have been the first to doubt a thing like that if I didn't see him doing it hundreds of times later with my own eyes. Anyway, he walked right into the castle, and once he was there, he followed through with his plan, which was betting his wife. Whose wife? The king's. The king's wife? Mm-hmm. So the queen. Indeed. So let me get this straight. The plan was to get into the castle and lay with the queen. Exactly that. You were right. That's the most absurdly idiotic plan I've ever heard of. I told you, but it worked like a charm. I still don't get it. What worked? What was accomplished by that? After the lovemaking, he dressed up, deliberately leaving his undergarments on the bedside. He told the queen he'll be right back with some refreshments. Then he went to one of the king's guards and told him that he saw the queen with the company of a strange man sneaking into one of the chambers. The guard rushed in and witnessed the queen naked in bed with man's clothes right next to her. As a loyal servant, the guard reported on the matter directly to the king himself, who, as you can probably imagine, became furious to say the least. He didn't really punish his wife. That would have been bad for his reputation. But he could pursue her lover. Unfortunately for him, at this point, Eordan was long gone from the castle, riding a beautiful bay mare he borrowed from the stable at sunset. I still don't get it. You see, the king didn't catch the filthy seducer, but it didn't mean he couldn't track him down and find him. To do so, the only track he could follow was the one that Eordan left behind, except his undergarments and a pleasurable memory for the queen, his name. Not his real name, of course. The name he used when introducing himself to the queen was the Lord of the Orchards. Precisely. Now you get it. Incredible. The Lord's head must have left the company of his body pretty promptly. He didn't get killed. That wouldn't be Eordan's style. The queen begged for his life to be spared, so the king threw him in the dungeon, where he spent all the days he had left. Eordan was amazing. All that with just the power of his wits and his speech. He surely showed the Lord that he shouldn't have wronged him. Don't get the wrong idea about his reasons. Eordan didn't get through all of that just because of what the Lord did to him. You see, the Lord was a cruel, merciless brute. He mistreated all of his subjects, killed for fun, did things for sport. People used to call him Laundry Man because one of his habits was drowning his bastards in the lake right after birth, like unwanted kittens. Wow, that is just an unpleasant picture. Eordan needed to stop him, and he did, but that's not the end of the story. After the Lord's capture, somebody had to take his place. He didn't have any rightful successors, but then with just an uncannily perfect timing, came a distant cousin of the Lord's, a charming young man with 2 different eyes. You have to be kidding me. He easily acquired all possessions of his sentenced relative, but Eordan didn't want any of that, not for himself. So he took only 3 bags of coins from the treasury and left everything else in the hands of the peasants. They were elated. He's still probably worshipped there. I can tell you that. Oh, and one more thing. Why 3 bags, you might ask? That's easy. 1 for the tailor, another one for the stableman that he took the horse from, and the last one for himself, with the exact amount of coins he was rightfully supposed to earn for his work at the orchard. I told you Eordan wasn't a thief. And that was it. He mounted his beautiful mare and left the realm, continuing his adventures. At least that's the story he used to tell us. Nothing of it may be true at all, but that's just how it was with Eordan. I can't believe you're talking about my uncle. My mother used to portray him as a simple merchant. Successful, but normal. Yeah, I was wondering if actually... Oh, Jesus. Apparently my words don't work anymore. I was wondering if he actually was mortal many times. Well, now we know. But wait, you didn't tell me what was the purpose of the Undying Fist. Grammar is a little shaky here. Oh, I thought it would be obvious now. On that day, Eordan's mission was born. He knew that the spoiled, rotten elites that were scattered around the world, draining the life and dignity of the hard-working, simple people, and that he was capable of stopping them to some extent, at least. So that's exactly what he started doing, overthrowing corrupted lords and giving back to the community. He sounds like a hero, a true hero. Well, it wasn't like, well, I guess you could say that. So how did you join the pack? Eordan was working solo until he met Unagast. That rat's agile fingers could work where Eordan's tongue didn't, and then they needed someone with other talents they were lacking, like strength, manliness, bravery, independence, gallantry, integrity. Right, I think I get the picture. So they recruited the best there was. I was between jobs at the moment, so I gave them a chance. And finally the pack started really make a difference. But I don't like to brag. Oh yes, I noticed, humble to the bone. Thank you for noticing. Most people at my level don't need to boast about our skills. Just like the sun doesn't need to prove it's bright. Anyhow, I already spoke more words to you than I did in the last 5 years to anybody, so it's time for you to go, and preferably don't come back. Ever. It was a great pleasure and a true honor. Yeah, I don't care. Leave now. And in return for for giving away my location, deliver this delicious meal to Unagast. It's his favorite, an uncle sandwich. You want me to hit him in the face? Did I stutter? No, sir. Of course, sir. I'm on my way, sir. Now, last time we just told Unagast that he wanted us to hit him in the face. I don't remember if there was an option to actually hit him in the face or not, but if there is, I'm gonna do it. Nope, it's gonna let us do it. It's always nice to see you, Racer. Unagast, hello. I've talked with Sambor. He's a real sweetheart, isn't he? The sweetest, like a jar of honey. That's Sambar for you. I see. He did tell me about my uncle, though. The story about the Lord of the Orchards. He has some unexpectedly good storytelling skills, doesn't he? Yes, he really does. I was downright astonished by that. One time, I swear, he went for over a year without speaking a single word. And when we were sitting by the fire, he remembered some anecdote, laughed out loud, and began his tale. Went from a total mute to a master of ceremonies. The narrative was so gripping, it was hard not to listen. He even did voices. But after finishing, he became silent again, and I've never really understood that side of him. A theater genius trapped in the body of a bear wrestler. He actually asked me to give you something. Oh, it's not going to let us actually punch him. Man. Yeah, that sounds exactly like Sambor. So are you going to deliver? Can't. I'm afraid I've lost it somewhere on the way, or do you want me to? It's not going to let us punch him. I'm going to say I lost it somewhere along the way. Smart lad. But if he asks, I'll tell him he knocked me out cold, just out of curiosity. What did Sambar tell you about him becoming part of the pack? He said that you were looking for the best to recruit and that he was the obvious choice. Yep, that seems like something he would say. Well, he was clearly full of crap. It's not a pleasant memory, but I believe you deserve to know the whole story. We didn't recruit him. Well, I guess we did. Eordan did. But that wasn't a matter of choice. When Eordan and I started to follow his mission together, we were rather successful. Everything was going smoothly. Too easy, even. We were doing a lot of good. Putting many well-deserved smiles on oppressed faces. That was when we let our guard down. There was a secret guild formed by a few of the higher-ranking knights and barons. We called them the Vendors. Bunch of really heartless bastards. Their most lucrative business was selling living merchandise. And no, I'm not talking about animals. Please don't say it. It was strictly forbidden in the realm. The queen was adamant about that. Well, the Vendors had their own set of rules to follow. They caged them like cattle, mostly women and children, forced them to fight rats for the poor little rations that they were being given from the damp dungeon they were held in. The guild preferred quantity over quality, so they didn't care about diseases. They didn't tend to wounds. I think I'm going to be sick. Sometimes it took them weeks to get the dead ones out of the cage. Survival of the fittest, or rather outlasting of the least fortunate. It was simply horrible, if you ask me. All of the damned guild deserved a cruel and slow death, but that wasn't how we operated. Eordan made it very clear from day one that we were never to take a life. That was his most important rule. Anyway, we managed to get everyone out. The carriage is full of broken people. Even the horses kept their heads low, mourning. The despair in the air was more poisonous than the stench of rotting flesh. And in all that, we forgot to make ourselves safe as well. We were caught by one of the merchants who brought us to the torture chamber. Yeah, this gruesome place had an even worse room hidden inside. Unbelievable. The Vendors weren't in their patient mood, so they sent their worst torturer right away. I was horror-struck, truly petrified. Could barely breathe. Eordan didn't say a word, just looked at me. His eyes were relaxed but focused. I realized he wanted me to be calm as well, but I just couldn't. He went first. The torturer strapped Eordan to a chair and just started swinging. His fists were like anvils. Every hit drew blood or broke bones. It was a matter of seconds. Eordan's face looked like a bloody pulp. The only thing poking through it was a smile. It was one of the many times I wondered if he was even human. The torturer quickly realized that he needed different tools for such a unique specimen, and went to grab his blades. That's when Eordan started talking. He was making him offers, one after the other. The torturer just kept carving his torso. It's like he was preparing a steak to be grilled. There was so much blood I could taste it in my mouth. I wanted to pass out, just run away from all of that, but I couldn't. My heart was pounding way too fast. That's horrible. Suddenly, the torturer stopped. He looked at me and looked back at Eordan. This was the only thing he said. If you're lying, you're going to watch me do the same to him. I was about to puke, but Eordan just nodded. So he untied us both and helped us escape. There were more mercenaries on our way, heavily armed. No one stopped us. Even they were terrified of that guy. We managed to get out in one piece. Well, we managed to get out alive. Eordan's wounds wouldn't heal for weeks, and even after that he was scarred so badly he looked like he had chainmail stitched to his skin. Jesus. But we had escaped death, and its emissary became one of us. It was Sambor. Yes. Now I understand why Sambor didn't want to tell the truth. It sounds absolutely horrid. To be honest, the nightmares of that night never stopped. How could you want a person like that amongst your troop? You think I wanted that cutthroat anywhere near me? I couldn't get a wink of sleep with him around for days. I was constantly watching my back, watching his every move. So why didn't you blow him off? That simple. Eordan made a deal with him. Promised him the only thing that mattered to that brute, which was money. A whole lot more than what the guild was paying him, and a cut from every heist that we did. But couldn't you just pay him off or run away? That's not the way Eordan did things. He was a master liar, but when he gave someone his word for real, he never backed down. Besides, as we later found out, Sambor wasn't evil in his nature. He was just a true soldier. He did what was asked of him. Eordan spent hours talking with him, explaining the rules of our conduct. Sambor never broke any of them. Not once. That's incredible. Your lives, I mean. I don't think I would be able to handle all of that. I'm not the... Oh. Honestly, I hope you will never have to. I've been through a lot, and after all of the years, the thing I wish you the most is to have a long, boring, steady life. I'm not the type of person to get bored. There's always something to do. I'm glad to hear that. Then my next request won't be boring to you at all. Sure thing, what do you need? I need you to go to Borowo, find Ida, and get my scythe back from her. Consider it done. Alright, we're going to play her riddle game again. Hello, do I know you? Hello, Ida, I'm here for Unagoth's scythe. Take a hike, kid, I want it fair and square. 1. Ah, that little snake didn't even tell you about that, huh? That figures. I don't know what you mean, he only wanted me to get his scythe back. It's my scythe now. Okay, relax. What do I do to get your scythe, then? You can buy it from me, of course. Or we could play for it. What's the game? The same that made Unagoth lose all of his money and a scythe, haha. The game is riddles. How's it played? Simple, I tell you 3 riddles. You must answer all of them correctly. One mistake and the game is over. You win, you get the scythe. And if I lose, I'll go easy on you this time, but you If you lose, you don't owe me anything. You just forfeit the chance of getting the scythe for free. Alright, hit me with the riddles. First one, what disappears the second you say its name? Dust, little girl, tree, wind, silence. 5. Correct. Ready for the next one? Here it is. Feed me and I live, yet give me a drink and I die. What am I? Fire. That one was easy. Oh, you're good. Better than Mr. Big Castellan already. But can you get this final one? Listen carefully. I can fly but have no wings. I can cry but have no eyes. Wherever I go, darkness follows me. What am I? I think cloud. I think it's a cloud. What do you guys think? It's definitely not an onion. It's not a forest. Forests don't cry. Could be imagination, I suppose, depending on your sort of imagination, but that doesn't really make sense. A crow has eyes, so that one's out. I'm leaning towards either a cloud or trouble. Probably a cloud. Cloud? Let's do cloud. Damn, you're sharp. Congratulations. You won an old man's crappy scythe. It doesn't get any better than that. Thank you for the game. I had fun. Take care. Unagast. You back already? Hey, Unagast, I've got your scythe. Splendid. Were there any troubles on the way? Not at all. Good lad. I have news. Sambor is looking for you. For me, are you sure? I've been told he asked for the one with the funny eyes and the stupid face. I see. Okay, then I won't prolong his humiliation and go find him. What's up, Sambor? What took you so long? Hello, I've heard you were looking for me. You need to kill it. What are you talking about? The blasted owl, of course. Can't you hear it? What owl? I don't hear anything. Are you deaf? How can you not hear it? I can't stand it. Try and calm down and describe the problem to me. I can't sleep because of that damn bird. It hoots and hoots and hoots, and I want it dead. Why can't you deal with it yourself? I don't hunt anymore. Are you serious? You literally live in a hunting lodge. I didn't build this place. The hunter died a while ago, and I just took it. I like it. At least I did before the bloody owl showed up. If you don't mind me asking. I do mind you asking. Do you buy your meat now? I don't see you keeping any animals. Listen to me, you little brat. I don't have to explain myself to you. Not now and not ever. But if it will make you shut up, no, I don't buy any meat. Lately, I tend to eat mostly vegetables and grains. That's exactly what my food eats. Oh, man. I have actually made that statement. Damn, you're so annoying. During my life, I did some things. Bad things. Things that shouldn't be done. Nor by me, I think he meant not by me, not by anyone. It changed when I met your uncle. He helped me atone, at least in some way. So when our ways parted, I made a promise to myself. No more violence, no more blood on my hands. But if you keep getting on my nerves, I may just revoke my promise. Do you want that? Excuse me, dear sir. I have an owl to hunt. And now, as soon as you turn around, we shoot you in the back of the head. I mean, let's go get that owl. Go away, I'm working. What are you doing out here? None of your business. Oh, I believe it is. You're the damned owl, aren't you? No idea what you're talking about, mate. I'd leave if I were you. Do you even know what you're doing? Yeah, earning the easiest coins in my life. That's all that matters to me. Oh, really? Well, I've just been sent to kill this noisy owl. You trying to threaten me? Be very careful of your next words. Not at all. It's not me you should be afraid of, but my employer. Yeah, and who's that supposed to be? Sambor. Well, I don't know any Wait, did you say Sambor? That's right. Listen, man, I don't want any trouble. I was just hired to come in here from time to time and pretend to be an owl. I had no idea who was crossing your boss. I'll leave and never come back. Please, just let me be. Nah, we'll just have him tell us who hired him. I'm not going to blackmail him. It was Woolred. He lives in the place called Tukti. That's all I know, I swear. I believe you, and I hope I won't regret that, because if I do, you won't. That's the truth. I'll never come back here again. Alright, then. Oh, those are theft. I was going to get some free planks. Wait, what kind of axe is that? Oh, it's a stone one. That's not even worth stealing. And I took care of your owl. Is it dead? No, but it's gone and won't come back. I know that it will sound mental, but it wasn't really an owl. It was a man hired to pretend to be one. What are you talking about? That's absurd. Believe me, I know. He was supposedly hired by a man called Woolred. Do you know him? That son of a bitch? You really got me. So you do? Of course I know him. He was one of us. Really? The owl said he lives in a place called Tukti. Yes, it's not far from here. He lives there with his family, selling donkeys. I've bought donkeys from him, then. I guess it fits, seeing as he was always an ass. I would love to meet him. And you will, because you're going to deliver a parcel to him for me. Let me guess, is it another knuckle sandwich? Nope, this time it's a real gift. And what's that? A special surprise, but you need to come back later. I need some time to prepare it. Actually, come back tomorrow. It'll make it grander. Alright, see you tomorrow. This is the one where in Season 1, I said, it's poop, isn't it? It's gotta be poop. And it turned out it was. I mean, that description, it's straight up, like, you know it's gonna be poop. Oh. Alright, I believe we already hit up the mine for winter. I'm almost positive we already did the mine for winter. Yes, we did. So, let us... You know what we could do? We could go back to Baranica and then hit Branica and see if there's a male extractor available. Because that'll give us our 6th for the mine. So at that point all we have to do is actually unlock it. And it is our next unlock. We are less than 1,000 away. 800 and some change. Once we get the mine up, we will set up some people for production in our forges to make the bronze tools that people are using, because at that point we will be able to replenish bronze regardless of day. It's like right now we can only do it once a season, but that'll allow us to get a daily constant income of the stuff. Yeah, I feel like we've already been here. It's hard to tell though, because we've been through here so many times that I don't remember what was which season. No, there's a male extractor.
Hail, friend.
Wait, are you a male? His voice is like super quiet. I think he's a male. Oh, well, if I hit the right button, there we go. There's a lot of deer over here. I don't remember there being this many. I thought that there were only like 1 or 2. Hey, there's a hunting level. Oh, right. What are we going to do? Oh, we get 2 points. Okay, so we did Steady Hand because I'm a terrible shot, and we did Tracker, which lets us see. As much as I would love to do Predator to move faster while sneaking, I think we want to go with Careful Hunter so we can get more resources from animals. So we're at 30%. Next level we'll get 50% more resources, which is going to mean more leather, so every kill is worth more money. And happy spring, everybody. How much do we owe in taxes? Oh, wow, an event. A mysterious man came to your village. He claims that he knows a lot about wilderness and can teach you and your folks for some golden coins. Well, unfortunately, all of the coins that we have are silver, sir. Or at least the icon is. I would love to get some hunting skill levels. Our survival skill level's too high. He can't teach us anything about survival. Yeah, let's go ahead and, so that cost us 1,000 coins, but we got 500 XP in hunting, which is quite a lot. Especially since we don't hunt over much. That's usually our lowest level. Was that enough to give us a... Ooh. What's that? Oh. So... Alright. I'm expecting them, because we grabbed all of the scythes, to not... They're gonna bitch that they don't have any tools. But they might try to get started based on what they have left from last season. I just took this dude out at the knees with a scythe, and he does not seem to care. So we do know that we have at least one field that they're not going to be able to get to. Unless we clear all of them for them. But I'm hoping that what's it? Flax. So we should have more than enough animal feed off of this harvest because we kept back all of our oats from last time. That we should have more than enough to keep ourselves going on animal feed throughout this year. So this will be the off year where we don't grow oats. We came out of this with 229 flatbread. You know what I forgot? All of the rye that Dude collected. Yeah, there's another 252 rye in here. Hey, look, there's no pigs in it this time. Oh, it does fit! Yay! I didn't screw it up! Alright. 10 stones, a crap ton of logs, some sticks, and some straw. Well, apparently it was 32, I can't count. So, management, barn. One of the people is already out of the barn. That's not good. What about Dude over here? We could take... Oh, you know what? Let's put her in the, I really like having her as a farmer with that 6 skill. She moves faster, but she'll get us more wool. Yeah, let's move her. Because the wool's going to make us more money than the crops are, so... Not animals, people. Although people are animals, so that was a bit of a misnomer, but... Oh, she's already a 6 too, Tibalda. Wow. She went up really fast. Georgiana's a farmer, since she's a 6, so let's put her in there. I think she's the right one. Yep, she was the right one. These are either sheep or goats. They are sheep. Alright, so we will buy ourselves a ram. And we will buy ourselves a female. Now it's going to be slow at first because we're going to let them breed up. But it'll be worth it. Alright, well, something that we can do is put the rest of what we have to sell back in storage and set up for the mine run because we have enough potions on us that we should be able to see in the mine just fine during the nighttime. Either on us or in storage, because I think it only takes us 5 potions to get through the mine, and I think we bought 6, so that's not... And unfortunately, guys, it is that time of the night, so we will start with the mine run tomorrow, and then we will finish our sale run and see just how wealthy we can get. I mean, we already bought 2 animals, and we're almost back to 60 grand again, so we're in great shape. We did get our fold up, and we got it to start pulling in wool, which is fantastic. We're getting close to our mine. We only have 850 to go, and we will have the mine. We're in great shape. Alrighty, guys. So yeah, if you learned anything useful tonight, or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, thank you for watching, and we will see you next time. Have a good night, guys.